Hi, this is Blockchain Bad. Welcome to another episode of the Sui Move Sparkle Tax Development Series. Today, we're going to be talking about struct abilities. In the last videos, we talked about structs, in which we define struct as a user-defined data structure that contains types abilities of custom on data. So today, we're going to be talking about its abilities. Basically, struct has four abilities, which are the copy ability, drop, store, and key abilities. So the copy ability allows stock to be copied or duplicated, while the drop abilities allow stock to be discarded or dropped. The store abilities allow stock to be stored in global storage, or we could say it allows stock to be stored in an object. While the key abilities allow stock to be used as a storage identifier. So in Sui, any stock to receive the key ability, it signifies an object. So let's understand each of these abilities in depth. So we have these two stocks, which is the student stocks and the engaged stocks, which we defined from our last study videos. So let me give you a scenario where the drop abilities we created in a stock. So let me create this function. Let me call it create stocks. Sorry, create grade. So let me just call it create grade. So first of all, let me create a variable called grade. Then let's create a grade. So we start with start grade. Then our math bits, let me assign maths to 64. Okay, 65. Then English to 65 also. Or let's say it's like so now. If you look at it here, we another of also which says the value grade still contains a value. The value does not have the drop ability and must be consumed before the function returns. So after dividing these grades, this view stopped, we have two things to do. To get rid of this error, we have to either return the grades or give it the ability to drop. So one of the ways to get rid is returning the grades. Then let's return this stopped. So sorry, let's return it. So we'll just call it grades. So grades. So that's one way to get rid of this error. So let's say you don't want to return it and you just want to use this stock again. So one thing we can do is that we can just come back. Let me get rid of this return. We can just come back here and give this our stock the ability to drop. So to give a stock an ability, you have to use the keyboard has, then the ability we want to give. So I'm going to do this drop ability. So if you look at it now, this error is no more there because right now our stock has the ability to be dropped. So right now I'm discarding this stock because I just define it. I don't know. I don't want it again. I can just discard it. So there might be scenarios like that in which you don't want the stocks again, or you just want to discard them. So the next ability we're going to be talking about is the copy ability. So now let's say I want another copy of this stocks. So this great stock. So let me assign a variable called grade2. So now let's say I want to change I want to copy these grades and I want to change the values here. So I want to change from math from 65 to another value and English to another value. So what I can do is that I can just copy this stuff, and to copy a stuff you have to use the keyboard copy. So which is the keyboard copy then? What are we copying? Copying this grade. So copy grade. So if you look at it here, and another error pops up, which is a valid copy of own volume without the copy ability. So for us to be able to copy a stock, we have to give it the ability to copy. So we can give a stocks about 3 abilities or 4. So let's ability I'm going to give it is the copy ability. So I'm going to put a comma, then write the next ability, copy. So now if you look at it, this error is out because we can be able to copy this stock. So let's say now I want to change the values. So I can just say grades 2 dots English is equal to, let me give it a value of 45. Then grades 2 dots maths. Then let me give it a value of 76. So if you look at it, another error pops up, because if you remember the last story, I told you any variable you're declaring, it's immutable. That means you can't change it. So for us to be able to change the value, so we have to give it a keyword mute. So to show that fine, this can be mutable. So by default, it's immutable. By default, any variable you declare, or um any anything you give to a variable, it's immutable. So to make it mutable, we have to give it a value of keyword on mutable. So don't get this confused. In the next video, we are going to be talking about mutable and immutable. So you understand more about them now. So just know that if you want to change a value of a variable, we have to give it the keyword to mute to show that if coming to read it. So now if you look at it now, if you're able to use the drop and copy keyword. So we use the copy when we need out file. We want to copy that stuff, and drop when we want to discard it. So the next ability we're going to be talking about is the key ability. So now these are student stocks. Let's say we want to change it to an update and save it on a blockchain. So right now these stocks cannot be saved on a blockchain yet, because it's not an object. So let's say we want to save this on the blockchain, so it has to be an object. So to make it an object, we have to add keyword has key. Then every object must have an identifier. So let's give it ID. Then it has to be of type UID. So this is going to be the unique identifier of the objects. So the key or ability signify that we want to change this our stock to an object. So right now, without the key ability, it is just a stock. So for us to make it an object, we have to add the key ability. Then we always have to give it an ID, and it's going to be of type UID to show that it's to give it a use ID, so that we're able to always identify it on the blockchain. So if you save it on the blockchain, the only way for us to identify this our stock is with the UID, or that's the ID. So if you look at it here again, there is an error. So here brings us to the last ability, which is the store ability. So just like I find the store ability, it allows a stock to be stored on a global storage. So right now we can't store our grid stock or in an object. For us to be able to store it, we have to give it the keywords store. So that's the only way to show that we are saving this stock in an object. Without this keyword store, we cannot be able to save this grid stock in an object. So it cannot be part of a storage unless it has this ability store. So now let me write another function. So let me call it public for. So let me say create students. So create students. So first of all, let students be equal to students. The first thing is to give it an ID. So to give it an ID, first of all, let our function take a context. So we're going to call it and mute text context. So give it an ID. So ID, then objects new, then you have to pass a CTX. So that's the way to create an object and to give it an ID. So anytime you create an object and you want to give it an ID, your function must always take these arguments, this it takes, and it has to be basically reference of text context. Then the ID, to give it an ID, you have to use this here objects new, then passing text. Then the next thing our function takes is the age. So let's say our student's age is 16. Then the next one is it's male. So let's say its male is equals to 2, and also to be a male. Male is equals to 2. Then the next thing our set it's grades. So grades. Then I want to define the grades here. Then first of all, it's mass grade. So let's say it's called 70. Then on maths and English, it's called 76 in English. So let me put a column here. So here it says the student say contains a value, and the value does not have the ability to drop. So we can't just come here and add a drop ability here because it gives us an error. We can't give an object a drop ability. So any stuff that has the key abilities can't also have a drop ability. So one way to tackle this issue is either return that object. So it's either return my student's object and return students, or I save it on the blockchain. So right now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to save it on the blockchain. So two things, either I return it for the function, send it to an account or send it to another address, or save it on the blockchain. So to save an object on the blockchain, you're going to use this keyword transfer. Then we have to use share objects. So we're going to share it on the blockchain. What are we sharing? Our students' objects. So students objects. So here like this, we're saving it on the blockchain. There are different ways to go about this. So this transfer. So for learning purposes, you're going to only be using share objects. There is also another way to do that, is transfer public share objects. You need to pass in the objects. But to do this now, we have to give we're storing students. So we're storing students. So but here now, for us to do this, we have to our objects have the ability to store. So these are the two ways of doing this. Well, for learning purposes, let's just stick with this. So let me just for learning purposes, let's just stick with this. So we can use unless we're talking about classified objects later on. So I don't want to get really confused. So now let's use our package Sui Move. Sui Move build. So we successfully built our package. So now let's punch our package tree text to the blockchain on Daemnet. So let's use Sui clients publish. So while publishing your package and you come across this error, so one thing you can do is that it says failed to publish this package. Warning, local dependency is not match the chain version or also this. So one thing you can do is to use this flag after putting on Sui client publish to skip the dependency. So you can just do this and your package will be successfully deployed. So to some error, we might have to update our Sui clients. So for now, let's just use this flag. So later on, we can update it to make sure we don't find this error again. So we've successfully deployed our package onto the blockchain. So these are package ID. So you can just copy it, then head over to Sui scan, make sure on Daemnet, then let's find our package. So these are package. Another thing we can do, we can call this our create state function, and let's do that. So Sui clients call package. Yeah, we're going to be pasting our package ID, then module. Then we're going to put our module name, which is Structs. Then our function. So our function name is I would create students. So who's oriented to create the students. So our function does not take any arguments. So let's leave it like that. Let's call this function. So this function is create a student and save it on the blockchain. So see, we've created the student successfully. We've called the function successfully. So if you look at it now, this is the created object, which is of type of our package ID, Struct, and our model name and student. So this is the created object. So let's copy. If we successfully created this object here, so this particular object, let's copy the ID and view it on the blockchain. So copy it, come to Sui Scan or Sui Visual, you know, you prefer. Then paste it. So if you look at it now, this is our ID. So if you come to the fields now, look at it, age 16. So you come and look at it, put age 16, grades, spell 2, the grades, look at it here, English and math. So these are objects we've created, and now if you look at it, it's saved on the blockchain. We can save it on the blockchain. So while creating an object, you have to use the keyword, the key. So that will be it for Struct abilities. I will drop an assignment on the GitHub web profile to practice. So I'll be dropping the solution to the assignment in the next video. So after that, I'll be talking about mutability and immutability. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. I'll always be here to reply to your question. Thank you.